Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the best segment in podcast history. The man, the myth, the legend himself, the co-host of The Breakdown and brother of, we don't say his name, Connor Davis with the Davis Division.
I'm trying to think of what I can put at the beginning of the video, and if that was worthy enough of a introduction. The number 23 ranked team in the country in college football, Nebraska, manages to defeat Coach Prime's Colorado 28-10 on Saturday as Dylan Raiola went 23 for 30, 185 yards and a touchdown.
Called that too.
But this is what he did before the game.
Oh,
Look at this clip. What do you think about this clip? Is he going to be the next Patrick Mahomes? Dylan Raiola is only I think he's still a freshman. Well, yeah, probably redshirt freshman, something like that in Nebraska. He's still young. He still has time to progress. I don't think so. No, Nebraska recruited him. Yeah, he was like the number one recruit. Nebraska recruited him. He was a top recruit. Nebraska recruited him. I know that for a fact. But is Dylan Raiola? Obviously, those stats weren't Mahomes-like, but
so
is he Patrick Mahomes?
Obviously, he's not Patrick Mahomes. Nobody else is Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes will go down as the best quarterback ever, and that includes GOAT, championships, titles, all of that, and best throw of the football ever. My other definition. I think.
Oh, nice way to cover your ass on that one.
Thank you. I think Raiola has a lot of really good qualities. I think I believe you're correct, Connor. He is a redshirt freshman. I believe for a redshirt freshman, he's really good, and I think he's going to put Nebraska on the map. I hope he stays because I think that would be really cool to see him stay for his whole career at Nebraska. But I think there's going to be a limit on how good he may be based off of what Matt Rule can do there, actually keeping their entire team and then recruiting continually. Yeah, he can beat Colorado, but when they get up against the big schools, what is he going to look like? What is that program going to look like? What is his offensive line going to do if they play Oklahoma, right? They're going to get murdered. So that's what I would be concerned about is, yeah, he can dominate the little teams. What is he going to look like against the bigger programs? I think he looks really good, but it's also very early, and let's not get too crazy just because he wears a headband and kind of looks like Mahomes when he has sunglasses on.
Listen, I love this comparison because, I mean, he's trying to be Patrick Mahomes. He even trains with Patrick Mahomes in the offseason, all right? So whatever Dylan Raiola is trying to do right now, keep doing it. But MJ actually hit a fucking great point, though, with Matt Rule. Is he going to be able to keep that, I guess, culture that they're kind of taking on over in Nebraska? Because, in my opinion, NCAA football is better when Nebraska is good. So in order for that to be sustainable, Matt Rule needs to make sure that Dylan doesn't go anywhere, because if he does play like Patrick Mahomes, there's no way that Nebraska is going to end up keeping him unless Matt Rule says, hey, man, here's some NIL money. So, no, I like that. And MJ's 100% correct, too. I would like to see him step it up against better opponents. And this is no knock on what Deion Sanders is doing. I think the hype train is great with Deion. However, I don't know if the team backs up that train.
Well, I don't know if he necessarily has the opportunity to play against better football because he's simply in the Big Ten Conference.
Oh my God.
So why don't Nebraska come over to the SEC so he can play
Hold on, I want to see. Wait, all right. So Nebraska's schedule: they play Northern this weekend. They play U of I, who had a great upset of Kansas.
Didn't Northern get ranked?
Yes. No.
Northern's like 25th or something.
Northern's 25 right now.
That's wild.
Nebraska doesn't play anyone until Indiana's okay, but they play Ohio State.
Don't cope with Indiana. Do not give the Big Ten Indiana.
They play Ohio State. All right, so the week after they play Indiana, they got Ohio State, and that's
like giving the SEC Vandy.
Okay, calm down. All right, so really the only team. Oh no, they do. They play USC. Sorry, they also play USC 2 weeks after Ohio State. So,
and they're gonna get clapped both times.
USC's defense is way better than Ohio State's defense is way better than anything he's ever seen before. So, let's have some fun. Let's see what they can do. They'll beat Northern Iowa, although Northern Iowa usually runs a pretty decent program from what I recall. But yeah, Nebraska wins that game. And then they play
Notre Dame. I hope it was a decent program.
No. Wait, what?
They just beat Notre Dame. I would hope it's a decent program.
No, Northern Iowa, not Northern Illinois.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good. But I kind of like I said, I like this. Is he the next Patrick Mahomes? No, but who? I'm sure. LeBron James had the opportunity to train with Michael Jordan, so why wouldn't Dylan take the opportunity to train?
Now he's better.
Okay, pump the brakes. That's not true. Anyways, what you got, Connor?
Well, if the precedent has been set that whoever trains with the GOAT does not become better than the GOAT, then I think that pretty much answers our question.
Uh-oh.
So let's go to NFL. NJ, Jordan Love is out.
Yes.
For now.
Correct.
He had a sprained MCL in the season opener, loss in Brazil against the Eagles 34-29, which is interesting. I don't know if you know this fact, but I told this to Nate Tuesday. The reason that neither of their colors were green, so you saw the Eagles wearing black and the Packers wearing white, right?
No, Packers wore green.
Packers wore green, my guy.
Did the Packers wear green?
Packers wore green.
Okay. Well, there was a thing of they have a gang in Brazil and their color is green.
Yeah, that's not a thing because
it's for soccer.
Brazil's national colors are green.
I know that.
Soccer
in the stadium.
It's a soccer rivalry that causes the do not wear green.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the game.
Man, Connor,
it was like a game affiliated. That's what I learned. Sorry.
Yeah, you learned it off of a TikTok.
That's what I learned.
No, I didn't learn it off of a TikTok. MJ, you know what we just did right there?
Hold up, let me open one real quick. Thank you. Anyways, sorry about that mistake in my journalism.
You better leave that in the video.
I will. I'll leave it in the video. So there's no official return as of now.
Journalist. You got to be you're a producer. You got to be looking into this shit and confirm your freaking facts and confirm your.
You're right. I have too much trust in my sources, just like some of us with emails. So there's no official return as of now. There's an estimate of 2 to 4 weeks for Jordan Love. So the Packers look to Malik Willis to kind of lead the team for now, huh?
They're more looking at him. They're not looking. Well,
they traded the 7th round draft pick for the guy, so obviously there's interest there. You trade something for him. There's interest there to bring him to your team because they had what? Sean Clifford. They didn't want Sean Clifford starting. So not that this was pre-injury. Not that they just didn't want Sean Clifford as their backup in case something happened. And something did happen. So how do you think the Packers will perform without Love? Do you like Malik Willis as a starter? Give me your thoughts on the situation that the Packers are in right now. And what you think?
So again, it's not that the Packers are looking to Malik Willis. They're looking at Malik Willis, right? Yes, they traded a 7th round draft pick for him. Way more of an endeavor than it is praise for Malik Willis. Malik Willis was seen and labeled by the Packers as a project coming in. What I am looking for in these two games, the Packers are playing the Colts, which that will be a tougher game, in my opinion. And then if Jordan Love still can't go the next week, they're playing the Titans, who the Bears just beat without scoring an offensive touchdown. So do I think the Packers can at least split these games with Jordan Love out? Yes, absolutely. And I think if they're 1-2 going out of this, I think they still have a very realistic chance. There's no way that that's not a touchdown. There's no way that's not a touchdown. That's ridiculous. Anyway, I think the biggest hope is just don't royally suck, right? The idea that they were going to bring in a veteran quarterback never was going to be true. They never talked to Ryan Tannehill. They never talked to any veteran quarterback. It was Malik Willis will be the starter until Jordan Love comes back, which there's a lot of optimism that he will be back for week 3 against the Titans.
No!
So I just think I mean, I don't have that much confidence in Malik Willis. And neither did the Titans. They traded him for a 7th round draft pick. So, I mean, it's just, you just sit and you survive until Jordan Love comes back. I mean, I think their defense looked better. It was a terrible field, weird circumstances against the Eagles. Both defenses got beat up. The field was horrible. I don't know if you saw my buddy Dara posted a video of the field afterwards, like the end zone, and it was horrible. It was completely torn apart. It was a bad field. So I'm not blaming that for Jordan Love's injury. I'm blaming a high-low tackle that should have been called a penalty for Jordan Love's injury. That was the definition of a high-low tackle.
Stop.
Okay. Can I talk?
Stop.
Can I talk?
No.
Can I talk?
No, you can't.
No? Okay, then you can talk. Go ahead.
Thank you. All right. So I view, so to kind of bounce off of what MJ was just saying, I don't disagree with the survival mechanism that's going to be enhanced by the Packers right now without their star quarterback, because there's no way Malik is going to be able to do anything that Jordan Love could do. Hence the reason why I picked the Packers to beat the Eagles on, Thursday night last week. So, nice. Who was that? Yep, that's fine. Shit. But no, 100% agree with MJ. It sucks though, because even the interview that they had at halftime, oh my god, why is his name fleeting? Anyway, so the field was absolute like trash, and it shouldn't have never been played on in the conditions that it was, because you have multi-million-dollar athletes. But so to answer your question though, that the Packers will 100% survive this, because I picked the Packers to win the division. I think that they're a good enough team. The one area in which it will be interesting, in my opinion, and this will be something that may be a point of contention with MJ, is I think Jordan Love makes his receivers better. So I don't think his receivers are as good as they can be, I guess you can say. So I think Jordan Love does a better job of making the receivers better. And it'll be interesting to see what Green Bay does for the next potentially 2 to 3 games. I want to say usually what MCL is 2 to 4 weeks, 1 to 3 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, around there. So I don't know. That's an awfully huge investment for them to be coming back, for Jordan Love to be back in 1 to 2 weeks. So if they're playing the long game and they're like, all right, well, let it heal, let's get after it right away as soon as you're done, ready to go. All right, I can understand that thought process, but to be honest with you, it kind of sucks too, because I would have rather seen I don't know. I don't like seeing injuries flat out. And MJ was right. It was a high-low tackle. I just gave him shit. But no, it was. But it sucked though, because as soon as I saw that instant replay, and I'm sure MJ saw it too. I didn't even. Here's the crazy part. You can pull MJ back in. Here's the crazy part. When that injury happened or whatever, I'll traditionally be able to talk. Yeah,
it was grainy. Ugh.
Oh, but still though, you'll see it pop. Oh, I don't want to see it.
Not on that one, but
Yeah, you can't really see.
No, I didn't pull the.
You can
the
see his
popping one.
MPO
I just
report.
wanted to see the tackle.
Yeah, so no, he was engaged up top, and then he was on the bottom. But like, you know what though? At the same time, I think it's also a football play because like you don't know, like instinctually, like you know, like you just go for that. You don't actually mean that. Like,
Oh, I'm not saying that the Eagles tried to. I'm saying
no,
that
I
the
know.
definition of a high-low tackle, it should have been a foul.
But should it be illegal though? Like, how are you supposed to? This is what irritates me in football. They're making it too quarterback.
That's not the rule.
How are you supposed to know in this scenario if there is somebody on the ground? Look at his head. Jalen Carter's head at the top. That is Jalen Carter, right?
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah. And I think Brandon Graham's at the bottom. Look at his head. His head is not towards the ground. He cannot see who is on the ground. He is focused on getting this tackle.
Connor, nobody's saying intention. They're saying if you do something, it's the same reason you can say, oh, he didn't mean to hit him in the head. Okay, if you hit a quarterback in the head, you're getting called for roughing.
Well, like okay. So
sure, but that's different because that is a fundamental.
How is that different?
Hold on.
That is a fundamental issue. There's nothing fundamental wrong about this.
No, hold on. Time out. So, all right. So this is a better comparison, in my opinion. When a defensive end makes an amazing freaking, I guess, rush past a tackle, and then the quarterback goes back to throw the football, and the defensive end puts his hand up because instinctually you put your hand up to block the pass, but his hand comes down, hits the quarterback in the head. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Hands to the face.
Correct. Exactly. It's something that happens. Like doesn't necessarily it's illegal. So you have to make the call.
I think the only fair comparison would be the amount of time they call roughing the passer now, and it's almost instantaneous. You can't hit a quarterback at all when that ball is out of his hand.
Well, it's also I mean it's all discretionary shit. Like this is all discretionary. Every single
it is.
I'm not saying that it should be called more. I'm saying by the definition of the rule, that was a high-low tackle and it should have been called. I'm not saying I agree with the letter of the law of the rule. I couldn't give fewer rips about the letter of the law of the rule. I'm not playing football. I'm not playing quarterback in the NFL. I don't give a rip. I'm saying by the definition, that was a high-low tackle and it should have been called a penalty.
Should he be fined for that tackle?
No, because there's no penalty.
If there's no fine.
If there's no
that's
penalty,
the question. That's what's in question. If
that's not the question. When did I say the word fine?
That is the question in media. Is if there is a fine.
I never brought up the media.
But I am. This is the point of this segment is to give you something.
If it's an egregious play that is not called by an official after it's been reviewed by the league, then a fine needs to be instigated. However, if that's not an egregious play. That's not an egregious situation right there. No. You don't see him intentionally like punching him in the head that a referee missed the call on. You know what I'm saying? So you just let that go.
All right.
Stupid stuff.
Defensive end, Jack. Defensive end. That's still their category. That's still what they're called.
Technically, there are DNs that aren't edge rushers.
I would also categorize outside linebackers as edge rushers as well.
Well, I feel like outside linebackers are more edge rushers than defensive ends are.
Yeah, probably.
True. Yeah,
I'd almost agree with that because a lot of defensive ends can play inside.
Yeah, a lot. Okay, so I consider an edge rusher a hybrid, whereas a defensive end is three in the dirt.
Yeah.
All right, the Chicago Bears, 3 in the dirt. Because
there was more than 3 in the dirt, my friend. And you know what? Ugh.
That's about all the Chicago Bears had in a 24-17 victory against the Tennessee Titans because there was virtually no offense to be had in Chicago.
Yep. There they are. Hey, are we already back, Bruce?
Kind of. So I was thinking about doing this. MJ, you know about this.
Yep.
Time to let everybody else know. Here we go. So this bad boy right here, I've had for years. Unopened, hasn't been touched, surprisingly. It's Mike Ditka wine. This is the class of Chicago.
Yikes.
That being said, it's either their offense is going to look like this at some point, or it's going to look like this. A lot of points. Everything we saw this past Sunday, MJ, Connor, everybody that's watching, was everything that every Chicago Bears fan has seen since 1986. Let's go even further back, except for those sporadic Lovey years with Jay Cutler. Yeah, I said that. Huh.
No.
That being said, and Rex Grossman, whatever. That was like there was like 4 games with Rex, sexy Rexy, but everything we saw is what the Chicago Bears epitomize. A really good defense, actually, a good special teams play, and dog shit offense. And everyone going into this game, including myself, I mean, okay, here's the thing. This is the best part. It gives opportunity to people that are haters already to hate even more. And I can't tell you the amount of text messages I got from people that were like, I told you about Caleb. Oh my God, this, that, and the other. Oh, we should have kept Justin Fields. He's so much better. Oh, I'm sure we're going to hear from Kenny tonight. Oh, Justin Fields. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's his first game. And as much as he said, or when he said, okay, here's the killer, guys. Here's the killer. As soon as the young man goes on Hard Knocks on an interview, talking about, or not an interview, but was talking to his coach, saying, like, "Hey, are you nervous?" And he's like, "Oh, I never get nervous." Immediately, as soon as I heard that, I was like, "Shit!" I really wish they wouldn't have put that in there, because I know for a fact that like his first game, it kind of gave me that like that feeling again, that like, crap. Okay, here we go. But here's the, I guess, light that I've seen from some of the stuff. So having the opportunity to watch a little bit of the All-22 and watching some of the better people at analyzing this than myself, is that he did a really, and I agreed with it. Well, I thought it on a few, but I didn't see some of the other stuff they saw. He made every single right read that he should. He just looked like a guy that was like, oh shit, for his first NFL football game. Like real speed against the ones and against guys that you can't run away from a defensive tackle at all. You cannot run away from a defensive tackle in the NFL because they're going to be faster than it. It's not the Pac-12 or Pac, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that. You have to just take that sack and be fine with it. You're not going to have a potential like Hall of Fame receiver dropping you're not going to have a potential Hall of Fame receiver dropping. Your dad's wrong. I mean, I can't even read it, but I saw his name. He's wrong.
He said Caleb has a Todd Maranovich vibe.
Oh, that's kind of funny, actually. But you're not going to have Keenan Allen dropping passes in the end zone wide open. I don't think you're ever going to see Caleb Williams missing a deep ball that badly, hopefully ever again. Basically, like you got the jitters out for your first game at home. This is going to be his first game away, though. So that's the other thing. You're playing a potential Super Bowl caliber team away. That's the thing right here. That like you hopefully that you can play better. Like because you can't have a game like this against the Titans against the Texans this week. So to end this long-winded conversation or thought process that I have, I don't think that they're going to be as bad offensively. There's no reason that Cole Kmet should have less snaps on the field than Everett. I think that was incredibly atrocious. And included with that, there's no reason on 3rd and short you go 5 wide. That's an absolute asinine play call. Man, we can keep going. I'm sorry, we can keep going, guys. But I really think that there's going to be a lot of things that are changing in this game. I'm not picking them to win by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. However, the defensive line. So real quick, last comment on this for the Titans game. The defensive line for the Titans might be one of the best interior defensive lines in the NFL. And if you remember, Sweat was a guy. Trevante Sweat was a guy that I actually really wanted the Chicago Bears to draft. Do you remember that, MJ?
I do.
I don't know. You guys put up like someone talking shit. I don't know. I didn't even see it, to be honest. I was just talking.
I said, here he can just come in and say he can just come in and say it in person.
at least the Bears have a guy by the name of Torrey Taylor.
Oh,
That's all.
Come on.
That's all.
Thank you, Si.
Thanks for the contribution, Si. But no. So
My pleasure.
So to end it, I think that that interior or defensive line for the Titans is pretty solid. I think it's Simmons and Sweat, if I remember correctly, and especially Devontae Sweat, dude. And like I said, I really wanted the Bears to get him because they needed help on an interior defensive line, and that guy is going to be an absolute beast in the NFL. So that's kind of my comments. It's going to get better. I don't think we're going to be seeing I hope we don't see me bust this out a lot this year, but I'm gonna tell you right now, this game right here, I'm giving this game a D on the coaching and everything else. The defense and special teams get this, but because of what we watched and everything else, it's this.
Well, Bruce, I kind of want to hear from MJ because I hadn't really asked the question. But I just want to say that
you kind of did, but
I want to say the Chicago Bears really encompassed what Windy City means because they whiffed a lot on offense. I mean, Caleb Williams was less than 50% completion, had 93 yards passing. I mean, he looked like Fields, like you would say, and he looked like he did in the preseason playing against what he played in the preseason. But like we said, there wasn't a single offensive touchdown. MJ, I want to hear your thoughts as a Packers fan. What does it mean? What is it? Well, I want to say that because it makes it a little bit more interesting. You're also wearing the jersey. I mean, the hoodie right now.
The hoodie that I like to add.
And I've been on record saying that Caleb Williams' arrogance and all the eggs in the basket for the Chicago Bears was a bad thing. It was a bad thing.
His first thing was he took accountability right away. He's like, I need to be better.
Children, be quiet.
MJ, what do you think about the matter?
So let's just be frank here. The Bears' offense was horrific. Okay. And not to be that guy, but to be that guy. I think a lot of it, Bruce said it at the end, a lot of it had to do with the play calling. I want to say, and maybe Bruce saw the number, the best starters, right, for the Bears and their skill players, it's Rome, it's Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift, right? Sorry, not Devondre. Those five. Those five were only on the field together for 10 snaps or something ridiculous like that. And so to me, that's inexcusable. If you want to help and support your rookie quarterback, that's how you do it, is you put the best skill players on the field. The best skill players were not on the field. So it's not surprising to me that the Bears did not do well.
Everything you're saying is exactly right.
Now, so, and I'm not trying to do a victory lap here because I know I talked a lot of crap about the Bears' no offensive coordinator. Obviously, it's only one game. I'm sure he can make improvements. Dear goodness, I hope he makes improvements because if not, the Bears will be the worst offense in league history, which obviously I don't think is going to happen. But the fact that you already have Keenan Allen and Ojonze battling injuries, it's not the start that you wanted for the Bears. In terms of Caleb Williams, again, I sure hope he gets better. It's pretty hard to get worse than what it was. I mean, he was missing wide open throws. He had Bruce, a 17-yard sack where he
where he thought he could again. He thought it was Pac-12 again, dude.
Yeah, so there is going to be a steep learning curve. Now, do I think he still and I'll come at Connor for a second. Do I think he still has a higher ceiling than Jaden Daniels or any other rookie quarterback? Yes.
Yeah.
Am I saying that ceiling will be achieved? Time will tell. But I think whatever we saw in week 1 from somebody like Jaden Daniels, I think that's about the best of Jaden Daniels you're going to see.
Yeah, you know why? Because you can't read a defense. At least what you saw with Caleb Williams, it was overthrows, bad footwork, and because of the bad foot. All right, so MJ, you know this as an athlete. Excuse me. What do you usually do when you're suddenly pressured or whatever? You revert back to what your previous
bad habits.
Exactly. And that's what everything that we saw, because I think there was pressure and that speed was like, holy shit. It was like a train that suddenly it was like, oh my God, what's going on here? So, again, I
just need somebody to hold his hand like you're holding your dog's hand right now.
Exactly. But I'll tell you right now, I do think that he'll be fine. He'll be okay. It is what it is. But man, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's kind of interesting to hear all the haters come out and like just be like, I told you so. Oh my God, it's because he paints his nails, or oh my God, it's because like he's like, it's like, dude, who cares? Like, we know Chicago athletes. We had Dennis Rodman. We had Jim McMahon. We had a multitude of people that had like just like ridiculous like different things that they did. Who gives a shit as long as they perform?
But he's not performing.
Well, I mean, it's his first game, and they still got to win. But
so this is an excuse.
So all I have to say is I'm concerned. Okay,
I'm not. On a 0. All right. So how about this? On a 1 through 10, where are you at? 10 being biggest concern, like largest, like oh my God, like what the hell?
I'm at like a 4. I'm at like a 4. I'm not more than half concerned. I'm not more than 50% concerned. But like if I was at about a 2 after preseason, after I was like, oh, that wasn't the kind of preseason I'd like to see, then I would say now I'm at a 4, because that was a not good team. I understand their interior defensive line is good, but I think you beat them without scoring an offensive touchdown. You should have thrashed the Titans. You should have.
Hey, they covered.
Okay. Seems like you care about stats just as much as Caleb Williams, and I'm not gonna lie, that was a turnoff for me too. You should care about your stats. You're an athlete. You're competitive. I understand winning is the most important thing, and it was your first week, and you believe you'll get better. But like, there was never a point in my career where I didn't care about my stats. My representation.
I agree with that. No, and I agree with that. Actually, no, you well said. But I think a lot of that also was him. The reason why he said that too, I think that was very much like a scripted answer that he's like probably either been trained for or used before.
They trained him for when his stats are doo-doo.
But
you're gonna have to say this a lot during the season.
No,
get ready to say
it. Just wait till Jordan Love throws those 4 picks in the game. But
you can't win Offensive Rookie of the Year with bad stats, Bruce.
That's crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, at no point, no rookie's gonna win Offensive Rookie of the Year. How about that?
It's been 1 week. Calm down.
Exactly. Thank you. Whoever said that.
Now it would be Jaden Daniels.
Right now it is Jaden Daniels, but it's 1 week.
Oh, Jaden Daniels is booty. It's the first week. Come on, we're supposed to be overhyping this, guys. Come on.
I had concerns with Jaden Daniels. I expressed that Tuesday. So
same.
Wow, look at him.
He's not perfect.
He's learning.
Wow. It looked more of like a running back. 16 carries is not a quarterback stat. Crazy. I just want to say that. It was concerning to me because it reminded me of Robert Griffin in Washington.
All right, real quick in the chat, Jack. I will 100% stick behind my Bo Nix takes. I don't give a damn. You know why? Because at least dude's trying to make a play instead of tucking the ball and running. So I'm okay with that. What do you throw? 2 picks? All right. Well, let's keep this going. They're supposed to be bad this year anyway. What's around him?
Didn't he and Caleb Williams both have like 2 of the worst 9 debuts for a quarterback ever?
Yes.
I think so. One got to win though somehow. First win.
First win. With him.
First.
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams got carried harder than Tom Brady did.
Oh, all right. Well, hey. So real quick though, one thing. So let me go back to the press conference stuff that you were talking about, MJ. So the one thing that I did appreciate that he did right away, he gave credit to the defense, gave credit to special teams, said that he took accountability and he's like, I need to be better. And then he's like, I will get better. Those are those are few key things that I've always wanted to hear from a player that absolutely plays like dog shit. I can't read that. But
Bo Nix was 2 for 12 with passes of 10 plus yards on the field and had 3 picks get dropped by Seattle defenders.
Thanks, good job. But the one area though that I want to continue with saying with Caleb Williams is there was zero accountability with Justin Fields. There was zero accountability with Mitchell Trubisky. There was at no point did you hear them in their press conferences ever say I need to be better. So hearing him say that, I was like, okay. The panic button isn't going to be clicked yet, but motherfucker, you play like that again, I'm gonna tell you right now, I will trash every Bears thing in this room.
Whoa,
that is such a lie.
I was gonna make a knock on the generational talent, kind of thing that you talked about before the draft. But
take away from the statistical information that's been given, talking about how he had equivalency of Andrew Luck and of Trevor Lawrence, although you see what Trevor Lawrence is doing with the Jaguars. And who was the other one? Was it Peyton Manning?
Yeah,
probably.
So Peyton Manning had the worst rookie season ever.
Yeah, probably Peyton
most interceptions in history.
No, in history for a rookie.
But I was going to say, just because of the performance, not the performance, but the lack of targets Marvin Harrison Jr. got in first game.
Yeah, but you also see his maximum miles per hour or whatever that he had.
16, which was historically low. Yeah, I did see that. That was also concerning. So, like, none of the top rookies really played well.
Anything.
Like, I would say Jaden Daniels played the best, but I don't think he played what he should have played.
I know, but I agree with that. I actually do agree with that.